Bro, I don't know if you've been to a motocross event, but this is hype. This is probably the coolest thing I've ever seen. Oh, these guys are pretty cool, eh?
This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa Roberto, and it's still All-Star Week, and there's still not that many games going on. In fact, today is the last day of games until next Monday. But since there's not that many appetizing matchups to talk about, it gives us the perfect opportunity to once again go big picture puck. As a huge puck! And let's focus on the race for the Rocket because it's an exciting one. But not just the Rocket, as we're looking at Auston Matthews and the elusive chase for a 70-goal season. Matthews has the lead right now with 40 and 46, which is a historic pace to say the least. If he keeps up this pace of 0.87 goals per game, we're talking a top 20 season of all time in that category. In the year Matthews scored 60 and 73, he had 33 goals through 46 games, before going absolutely berserk down the stretch. With that in mind, 70 is absolutely attainable, especially considering he scored 26 times in his last 25 games. While only 8 players in the history of the sport have hit the 70 mark, it also hasn't happened in 3 decades. Since 2000, Ovi has been the closest to 70 with 65 goals, followed by McDavid with 64, Pasta with 61, and then Matthews and Stamkos with 60. When we compare Ovechkin's historic 07-08 season to Matthews so far, Auston is in great standing. The Cap star scored 35 times in his first 46 games that season, which is 5 less than Auston. But what about the last 2 to hit 70? Well, that was Alexander McGillney and Teemu Selanne, who both had 76 in the 92-93 season. Well, he actually has 2 more goals through 46 games than Selanne did. But wow, look at that McGillney season, 50 in 46 games, my god. Matthews isn't the only contender for the trophy, despite the hot start though. Sam Reinhart is 3 behind him and is shooting 27.6%, which would be the 14th best single-season shooting percentage of all time. Nathan MacKinnon is also an under-the-radar name to watch in this race. The leader of points in the league right now is on fire, with 17 goals in his last 17 games, and is just 12 away from setting a new career high. Heck yeah, Poppy's going to 70. He's going to 70. It's Poppy's time. To the association, and we got some major injury news last night, as Joel Embiid left the 4th quarter of the Sixers' loss to Golden State with a knee injury. Fighting for a loose ball with Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga landed on Embiid's left knee, and oh god, that looks bad. Now, Embiid was questionable heading into the game with a left knee injury, and that looked like a direct hit on that left knee. However, Nick Nurse said after the game that the new injury was unrelated to the injury that held him out recently, and that he will get an MRI today. Now, this has been a subplot for a while, and now it really looks like the MVP could be in jeopardy. Embiid has already missed 12 games this season. And with the NBA's new rule, needing 65 games played to qualify for awards, if he misses another 6 games, he's ineligible to win the MVP. Now, there's no question Embiid has been hands down the best player in the league this season. He leads the NBA in scoring, putting up a 35 and 11 on the season, while shooting over 50% from the field. And his MVP odds have truly been all over the place. Let's just look at the last month. January 1st, he was the favorite at plus 250. Then it jumped up to plus 450, and even as high as 9-1 on January 13th, when the injury fears got real. But after dropping back-to-back 41-point games, he once again became the favorite at plus 190. And then the 70-point game came, and his odds reached a season low of plus 130. I mean, those are the exact same odds of Patrick Mahomes winning Super Bowl MVP. And that is just one game. But once again, Embiid started missing games and climbing to the point where they are now, which is fully off the board. What a crazy situation. Obviously, he is the best player, but I think it's a fair rule from the league. Do you have to at least play a certain amount of games? That makes sense, right? We can't be load managing awards.
3, 2, 1, go!
Why is it so satisfying to watch it slap, though?
Finally, a way to maximize fun with those things. Time now for my favorite segment on yours, We Love Sports Today.
Why we love sports today.
And are you even a millennial if you haven't even played with one of those sticky hand toys? But credit to whoever evolved the toy to come up with this game.
Why is it so satisfying to watch it slap, though?
Ooh,
Come on,
that
Joe.
feels so good. Oh.
It's not over.
Wait, oh, it's not hot.
It's not over.
Ah.
Oh, my. Come on, Jillian. Come on, Jill. Come on. Come on.
This is, okay, wow. It's the only thing anybody could afford at an arcade with the tokens that you got. This is perfect. Over to football, and should we really be surprised the Niners made the Super Bowl? I mean, this was them before the NFC Championship game. Oh. Oh. Oh, the big boy. Oh, he's a big boy. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Oh, the kisses! This segment is supposed to make you feel good, but that was emotional. Who wouldn't feel happy and positive going into their next thing with puppies? Puppies. Now joined by our gambling guy, Wes Chang. Great to see you, Wes.
Great to see you, Marissa.
Okay, we are a week away from the trade deadline. Do you have any angles on how you approach this uncertain time in the NBA calendar?
I'm looking for opportunities with players whose names keep getting brought up in trade rumors. For example, D'Angelo Russell, Malcolm Brogdon, Miles Bridges, they keep getting featured in trade ideas. Russell played 42 minutes in their loss against Houston recently, a blowout loss where there's no reason for him to be back in the fourth quarter. They rolled him out. Malcolm Brogdon, he's been put back into the starting lineup. He's averaging just under 21 points per game. Portland's very motivated to get draft assets back for him. Any of these players who are getting more runway and minutes than they typically were earlier in the season, I think there are opportunities to take the overs on them between now and the trade deadline.
Okay, give us your best bet for tonight.
I'll pick a prop from a game on our network tonight. I like Mikal Bridges to get 3+ threes against his former team. He's been on an absolute tear from deep as of late, shooting over 9.5 attempts per game on 43% efficiency. He's covered this prop 6 out of the last 7 games in the last 2 weeks. Phoenix is not the most defensively sound team. They allow the 7th highest proportion of shots to come from the three-point line. Mikal Bridges against his former team in a great matchup. I think this is a great spot.
Wes Chang, a pleasure as always.
Thanks, Marissa.
And you can watch the game Wes just mentioned, the Suns and Nets, tonight on TSN. Coverage begins at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. That's all for today. We'll see you regular month 3 Eastern, New Pacific. Have a good one.